How do hobbits test their inventions? Well, they build Frodo-types. What's going on, YouTube? So today was a developer live stream. Thank you to all you lovely juvelies who stopped by during the work day to do that. It was nice to be able to finish work semi-early and come do that, even though I still had to continue to work almost while we were doing the live stream because the work doesn't stop even when you go home. So that was fun, but great to see you guys there. But there's a lot of new things and some things that will require a little bit of speculation. Number one being the jewelry crafting changes. You better start buying all these jewelry crafting materials now. Should you hold on to them? Should you wait? Should you do your surveys now? A little bit of speculation. We're going to talk about some of the speculating in the video. Other things that require speculation too is how good will the class-specific sets be. Very excited to actually be able to see those hands-on versus just in very quick kind of glance overs, during the developer live stream. So we're going to break down all the things coming in Update 40 and how they will kind of impact you as player. And what's really fun about this is all base game stuff. So this is all things that everybody gets. There is no DLC requirement. There's no purchase requirement for any of this. So starting us off, we have the base update. The update comes October 30th on PC, Mac, and November 14th, Xbox, and PlayStation. In addition to the endless archive PvE activity, this update also introduces some new features. What are those new features? Well, a new grouping tool. So, for a long time now, a lot of people have wanted a new grouping tool. Why? Well, trials, arenas, things that don't require you to just use an activity finder. You can now even form things like a battleground group or a Cyrodiil group without even being in Cyrodiil or having to kind of already go and randomly queue. You can start doing those things ahead of time. And that is incredible, and I'm very happy that they did that. There's also the ability to make custom groups, so you could do things like activities and all sorts of little odds and ends. Like if you want to do a housing contest or set up any sort of dueling events, you could set up anything that you want with that custom tool. And overall, I thought this is a great feature. Simplistic, yes, but overall something that has been needed for a while now. Grandmastering crafting stations. So there's a lot of speculation as to how this would work. There's a lot of fear that you wouldn't basically get credit for having all the old ones, and I'm happy to say that you will still get credit for having the old crafting stations. Basically, you can think of it like you get this new one, and then you feed all the old sets into it. And then once you fed a set into it, say you've got New Moon Acolyte, you feed New Moon Acolyte into your blacksmithing Grandmaster station, right? Well, now you can use that set there. Very simplistic, but overall a great change in my opinion, and will also save significantly on house space. Now all these guild halls are going to be able to actually decorate their homes with things. Now let's look at the jewelry crafting rebalance. They only give us a little paragraph here, but it's much bigger. So also included in the update 40 is a rebalance of jewelry crafting to help bring its costs more in line with other games' crafting disciplines. This includes completely removing jewelry crafting grains and converting them into platings. However, to ensure that jewelry crafting costs line up with other types of crafting, we've also increased the total boosters needed to upgrade your jewelry too. But don't worry, upgrading your rings and amulets in Update 40 will be easier and cheaper when compared to how it is currently. So, basically, as opposed, like when you refine your other raw materials, like your ores, you just get a tempering alloy. It's basically going to be like that. You're just going to get a plating as opposed to getting a grain. So there was a lot of speculation and things, should you save your currency? Should currency being, your grains to refine? Should you wait? Should you do your surveys now? Should you wait to do those? My thoughts are it's probably best to wait. 2 reasons. One, there's already going to be people panic buying all of this stuff. So if you just join the panic buy gang, you're already going to be paying more. 2, the whole point of this is to lower the cost of jewelry materials. So if you go out and invest heavily into something that is going to go down in value, that could be a little risky for you. Now, obviously, they have said that grains are going to be converting, into platings, and they're going to have, a system to do that. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get profit from doing that. So we just have to be careful from an economic perspective when we start doing these types of things. Here's something that I thought was really funny. Quest XP and gold standardization. With Update 40, they are basically standardizing XP and gold rewards for many game quests. Why are they doing that? And they talk about all the different types of quests. Well, as somebody who has completed every single quest, with the exception of some of the Necrom side quests, there's no purpose in doing them unless, one, you know that there's a reward that you want. So, for example, if you're in a zone and you complete a daily quest, you can get a guaranteed set item from that zone. So there's some set items that are worth doing. There's mementos and other little fruity activities. Some of them actually give you skill points, which is a bit random. But if you're looking for rewards like gold or experience, you just weren't getting them. So now this is a way to kind of give more of a purpose for doing those side quests. And I think this is great because there was no purpose in doing them. And a lot of the writing was really good. As somebody who went through, there were some really cool set pieces. There were pieces even in the ESO base game where you're interacting with Daedric princes that I didn't even know you had interactions with. Like, there was a lot of cool things happening. But as far as rewards, I would have been better if I was just sitting around, on my ass begging for soul gems. And so this is all they have for this component. So now we're going to jump into the Endless Archive component and touch upon briefly. It will probably require its own dedicated video, just as a forewarning. So if a lot of it doesn't make sense, that's okay. I still have to process through some of it myself. So there's a lot of processing internally it's going to have to go on. So let's break down a little bit what's on here. The Endless Archive arrives with Update 40 October 30th for PC and Mac and November 14th for us console hooligans as a base game edition. It's important. You don't need to buy anything to have this. This new PvE activity is completely free. They tell us here. I guess telling us its base game wasn't enough for us to pick that up. But you can enter the Endless Archive via your map or a physical entrance in Apocrypha. Please note that while exploring, ESO Plus members will get plus 10% archival fortunes currency, which we will share below. So, this was a little bit of a controversial take on our stream. There were a lot of people who were like, I love/hate this, because there was a lot of like, well, it's free, so that's pretty good. We like that there's a free component. This is a base game, a free thing. But at the end of the day, this feels a little bit pay to win, because now instead of just, it used to always be the XP boost. Now you're getting an extra currency boost that could be really OP. So there's a little bit of a contention about that. So just being transparent. Personally, I would prefer more people get to access it for free, regardless of how much currency you get, because at the end of the day, a 10% currency buff is almost nothing. I mean, there's probably, especially because there's different sigils and things that you can use to actually get more currency and stuff anyway. It's probably negligible in the long run, and your ability to mid-max it wearing specific sets is probably going to be higher than a 10% boost anyhow. So personally, I'm fine with it, but I did want to be transparent about it because I know that it will be a sticky wicket. So, Eternal Challenge. In the Endless Archive, you must battle your way through dynamic stages, untold dangers, including monsters and bosses drawn from all over Nirn. No two expeditions will ever be the same, and of course, after defeating the corruption at the Archive's heart, your expedition doesn't end there. You can continue to go deeper. They're giving us a little bit of just a generic overview. Whilst you have a limited number of deaths, so this is how it works. You get basically, I think it was 3 revives when they were doing it there. So you get 3 chances, and then on your 4th death, you basically can't respawn. You have to go to the beginning, and that's all you can do. So that's how that will work. And versus, so then you have visions and verses. Verses are temporary buffs you can take at the beginning of each stage that lasts until the end of the next stage. Visions, on the other hand, are at the end of each cycle. Think of the cycle as, you finally kill the main boss, and they provide you a boon that lasts for the entire run. For example, Flames Aurora is a verse that envelops you in fire, damaging nearby enemy, while Crystalline Support is a vision which explodes for frost damage and snares foes. These visions and verses you select as you progress can go a long way in determining how far you can go. Choose wisely. I am also curious as to see what is going to be the meta setup for running this, because a lot of people always, think that PvE, building is easy because you just make yourself do the most amount of damage. But if anyone who's ever run Vatestrand before, probably not just going to want to wear your generic cookie cutter PvE sets. You might want to wear something that gives you a little bit of bulk. So it'll be interesting to see, and there's going to be 2 people So you could do a solo, obviously, too. But with 2 people, it becomes really interesting because is it better to do 2 DPS to kill things faster, or is it better to have a tank and a DPS? That'll be something that I'm really curious to see how it kind of pans out. So, infinite rewards. As you battle your way deeper, climb the leaderboards, you can loot and unlock a host of unique rewards not found anywhere other in the game. This includes collectibles, amount, pet, cosmetic, all new class. So very happy, obviously, they have that stuff. I think that's great. I think that having good cosmetics behind here is awesome. A new and unique type of item set, class set buffs, the abilities for the game's 7 unique classes, providing synergies and specific skill lines. Great. Absolutely love that. Wish they showed that off a little bit more. In addition to the above and collectibles, the Endless Archive also rewards you with a unique currency. That's what they were kind of referencing above, and that's how you buy the stuff up. And you can also buy permanent buffs with those 2. And that's why I think that the 10% ESO plus is negligible, because you're going to be, if you farm this well and efficiently, you're going to be able to get permanent buffs that are going to last for forever. So that, to me, that's a more important consideration that's really going to play into you more than having ESO Plus or not having ESO Plus. So it is important, though, to consider, too, this is going to probably be one of the best XP methods. We were talking about that on stream. So that's going to be another little interesting component, too, is people are probably going to be farming this for experience. And they tell us there's unlimited danger. Now, all of the people that can be pulled in here are going to be delve bosses, world bosses, trial bosses. And this obviously will get its own dedicated video. Do not worry, because there's a lot to unpack here, but I don't want this to become an endless dungeon video, so that'll be its own separate thing. This is more of a quick, digestible synopsis for everybody to kind of be able to process. And that's actually going to wrap up this one. I am currently farming leads right now, if it's not obvious as to why I'm in those random place inside of Riften. It's not because I enjoy being in Riften, it's a place of scum and villainy. I thought about doing a video because I've always been so curious. Why is the Rift in the way it is? Why do people come to the Rift to act like hooligans? I don't know. There's got to be some history to it that I've been researching, and I'm like, this could be a video topic. So, I mean, let's just. This is right now. This is literally these are the comments that I am seeing at this very moment. So, it just goes to show what it's like. I'm just gonna leave this up here. And to the person who commented why I always have my Twilight Matriarch out, it's because it buffs my stats. I would feel like you guys would judge me if my Magicka was lower, so I have to keep it out when I record the videos so that you guys don't think I'm a dummy. But I want to thank you guys so much again for watching. Thank you for those who watched on the live stream again. We're still doing our 3 giveaway drawings. 1 random like, so all you have to do is like all the videos. We're on the road to 17,000 subscribers. Just be subscribed, and you're entered automatically also. And then as a reward for people who watch my videos as they come out, a random word be flashed upon the screen on a video. It's uploaded throughout the month. And if you're the first person to comment it, you win. It's my way to get back to those of you who watch videos where you might already know everything, but you want to stop on by anyway, either to hear the intro pun, listen to my ramblings in the outro, or just, hopefully for the video content for some of you too. So thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
Nothing super crazy to say, except I just want to thank you guys so much again for watching on the developer live stream. And I want to say I also appreciate you guys not hamstringing me for using the word "so" a lot during my transitions. What's so funny is as a caseworker who has to testify a lot in court, sometimes we read our own transcripts to see, if we notice specific trends when we're testifying. And for some reason, mine is the word "so." So because oh my God, I just did it. But that was an explanation, not a transition. What happens, though, is that, I'll have to give this big, long narrative of, I went here, and then I did this, and then I saw this, and then this happened, and then that happened, and then this happened. And I sometimes will use the word "so" as like a transition. So I arrived at this time after speaking with Mother, I did this, and this. I noticed this, and this. So my next step was this, and this. And then so afterwards, I did this, and this, And And then so when I went into the bedroom, I noticed this, and this. I noticed heroin on the walls, or blood, or chains. All of those things I've seen, by the way. So I've noticed that's my word. So if you need to hamstring me or kill me about it in the comments, I understand.